YouTube. I'm back with another live stream. I'm about to go through the post that I made recently, and just talk about that. It's just been crazy. Within our stuff, everybody is like every target talks it's just crazy. It's a lot of fake people on here, bro, and that's just all I'm gonna say. It's crazy. There's a lot of people on here that's like fake. It's people on here that's sent on here to talk about targeted individuals, and they not. You know what I'm saying? It's like they like trying to make people mad, bro. It's crazy. I don't know why people do. It's actually I know why, bro. It'll drive you insane. Gang stalking exists because it drives a person insane, bro. To insane enough for them to supposedly do something. If not do something, they end up talking to themselves, going crazy. But I'm gonna get into my recent post. I need to get lighter. So I'm getting into my recent post. Um, I just been posting facts. I don't post the stuff that vary. I don't post advice that varies. You know, usually my advice doesn't vary. Just a second. All right. So I start with this one, right? All right. So I'm going through my recent post, and I'm gonna start with they had me thinking my life was public until 3 years ago. Some targeted individuals think their life is public right now. Your life is known, yes, but it's not as widespread as you think, and it's not talked about. Some targets tend to think that everybody, some targets tend to think, some targets tend to think that everybody in their 30-mile radius is in some public group chat. These examples I'm making, you know, some targets tend to think that everybody that's in the 30-mile radius is in a group chat. It's some public group chat talking about them. These examples I am making are designed for destruction. Puzzle, quote unquote, everybody in my business. But I'm just a citizen. Crash course, yes, that's what they're trying to make you do. You're just a citizen, bro. It's impossible. No one's in your business. Besides the people that you probably see. But crash course, yes. Designed for destruction. This operation is only for your mind. This operation only attacks your mind. That's important, bro. This operation is only for your mind. This operation only attacks your mind. We become physically affected once we think these operations that are ran on us, are, other people can see them. These operations hard to see. First off, you got to know that somebody's trying to make you to see something. No one knows that no one thinks they're being tracked around trying to be made to see something. I'm trying to bring your comfort back around people. You know what I'm saying? You think everyone's a psychologist. You've been taught, you've taught yourself to become a psychologist, but you thinking everyone else is a psychologist. You know what I'm saying? You thinking everyone else is a psychologist, bro. Like that's the problem. Like no one is studying you that no one study you that much but you. You know? No one study you that much but you. So you have to understand that type of stuff. And if you don't, if you don't, then you fall victim to the stuff these people fall victim to. The inevitable backlash of living the way they live. Now, back to what I was saying, yeah, like you have to understand it's a crash course, bro. There's a psychological method to it. That's the reason that they doing it. It's a psychological method to it. Like it's simple. Like it's simple. Imagine doing this to somebody. Imagine having the power to do this. It's simple, bro. Imagine you being able to gang stalk. You know what I'm saying? Imagine how simple it is for you. If you can get in somebody's business and just mess up everything, throw everything around and, mess with somebody. Just go, hey, send people out. Hey, pay this person this $20 right here just to go say this in front of this person. You feel what I'm saying? That's an easy way to mess somebody's mind up, bro. And that's what's going on. Imagine you being able to do that. You see it as possible. You have to calculate why you do certain things. You know what I'm saying? You have to calculate these things. Why is this making me act like this? Why, when I walk in public, I get a heart rate? My heart rate go up. It's the thought of surveillance, and a surveillance that it's the thought of a surveillance that is impossible, that leads you to shortness of breath. It's a thought of surveillance that is impossible that leads you to shortness of breath. When you walk into a store, you go inside a grocery store, a Walmart or something, and you feel uncomfortable. It's that impossible. Is that you feel uncomfortable? It's because of that impossible idea of surveillance. At times, it's off and on, and when you figure it out, it's gonna become off and on. You'll do something embarrassing by yourself, right? When you by yourself, you'll say something embarrassing and do something embarrassing. You'll feel uncomfortable for a few seconds once you realize it, and then you'll realize, oh yeah, I'm alone. That situation I said when I said that in my house or I did it in my house, that's a alone situation. I'm alone, like I'm by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that's normal. They want you to think that they want you to think how the movie shows you, how that Truman Show movie. They want you to think how it shows you. That is an uncomfortable feeling. It also causes a bunch of aggression. This is why I stress that you get logistics because it causes a bunch of aggression. You just don't know who in your business, not knowing that it's impossible. It's impossible. Who in your business? The people that can get a waiver to do so. Them the people that's in your business. You don't see them in public. It's portrayed. It's a seed. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. But I really want to do my surveys right now. My surveys, I'll be doing, make a couple dollars on these apps and stuff like that. But what I was going to talk about was seeds, bro. Planting seeds, right? This is how they do this stuff. They plant these seeds. They can do it like this, and this is why you're schizophrenic. This is why you're schizophrenic forever. This is how you're schizophrenic forever. One indirected conversation, one manufactured indirected conversation can change your life. One, just one manufactured indirected conversation can change your life, but it's multiple. But one that you noticed was on purpose. Say you know somebody just sent this person up here to say that in front of me. Somebody just sent this person inside this place to say that in front of me. One indirected conversation mess your life up. That seed, you hear somebody say something indirect, now you're listening for every word that you hear. You can walk in a restaurant, you're listening to every word that you can that comfortably leaves the mouth of anyone. You're listening for every word. It's called planting the seed. Now you going around listening to every word. You're triggered by everything. You're triggered by every word. Someone's trying to send you a message with every word that you hear. That's called a planted seed. And they continue to do so to remind you. They continue to do so to remind you. Like to make sure that that manufactured schizophrenia is still there. Like, hey, yeah, we are having some conversations in public in front of you. You do need to continue to, even though it's gonna be regardless, you do need to continue to listen to keywords around you that can make you get mad for no reason, which is manufactured schizophrenia. Because you're listening for every word. Somebody could be, you got trigger words, somebody could be targeting you. Somebody, they're not even targeting you, and you think they is. Somebody done really targeted you, because somebody done really targeted you, you think they're, like, you think they not, you think that everyone targeting you because you listen to that, you got a seed planted in you. You got a seed planted in you, and now you're listening to every other word. That's manufactured schizophrenia. You're listening to everyone's word. So they manufactured schizophrenia in you. You have to learn how to just pretty much ignore that and understand that you have to fight. It's usually threats that involve a future, whether it's unaliving threats or threats to arrest. It's usually those. So you have to fight repetition with patience because they try to make you crash out. That's a scientific method. That's a psychological method to make somebody crash out. Telling them, subliminally telling them that you're going to unalive them or arrest somebody, that'll make them crash out. We've already seen it happen. Myra Mays, multiple examples. We've already seen it happen. You know, like that's a psychological method. So that's why I tell you, you can't do nothing about it. Like you act, that's your fault. You feel what I'm saying? So that's a psychological method to do that. That's a psychological method. That's a psychological method to make you, to get you angry. Like you have to understand this stuff. You have to fight uh, repetition with patience. They're fighting you with repetition, repetitive saying and not doing. You have to wait on action. You feel what I'm saying? Because usually it's not that. Like if you sitting here on YouTube, bro, and it's just wait on action, bro. You have to wait on action. You have to wait on action, bro, because we've seen so many people just go off of subliminal, verbal. Like Myra Mays, he went off subliminally being verbally attacked. Probably, possibly psychologically too, but there's a psychological method to that. Like, and they can't say they don't have these programs, bro. These repeat offender programs exist, bro. You follow people around, you doing our indirect conversations. We know what it causes. We know what it's supposed to cause. So that's what you're doing. You manufacture schizophrenia. They That's what they doing. They manufacture schizophrenia. You know, some people know these programs exist. Some people don't. You know what I'm saying? Some people think it's Freemasons, the demons, and some people know the actual names of these programs. Some people can do psychological methods. Some people can't. Some people can understand psychological methods. Some people can't. You know what I'm saying? Some people can explain things. Some people can't. You know? It's definitely not a cult. You know what I'm saying? There's names for these things. These things have went on. Did you MLK? That's a civil rights activist. That less than 100 years ago, uh, they sent the people that arrest people sent him a suicide letter. Like, bro, this stuff go on. You feel what I'm saying? And psychological warfare is not illegal. This is what you must understand. You can't do something to someone because you think they're targeting you. Psychological warfare is not illegal. Tracking is. This is why they never confront you. They manufacture schizophrenia. You're owed something when they tell you you're not schizophrenic. You know, when they tell you you ain't tripping, you're owed something. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, other than that, you're not owed anything. But if they tell you ain't schizophrenic, you're owed something. Other than that, you're not owed anything. But you have to understand this. You know, and there's no debate. You feel what I'm saying? So I ain't even finna nothing psychological with nothing. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, and that's not a debate for anyone that's on here. I'm saying motherfucker try to like tell me that, bro, you're getting sued. If I like some they getting sued, you play with me, you getting sued, bro. And it's just simply about gang stalking. It's simply about the things that I have on my page. It's simply about the way I can express these things. I know the exact corporations that's doing this type of stuff, bro. And yeah. Anyway, back to what I was saying. That's important. Planting seeds, bro. Planting seeds. This is what you need. This is what you need to know when you walk out the house. This is what you need to know when you walk out your house. You need to know that you've been targeted for an amount of time, bro. And everywhere you go, you can't no you can no longer point your finger at targeting, bro. You have to plausible deniability it out. You can no longer point your finger at targeting. This is what I'm telling you not to do. That's basically what I'm telling you not to do. Because it's planting seeds. Indirected conversation, you go somewhere and you get an indirected conversation, bro. At this point, it might not even be one. And that's how you gotta look at it, bro. Because they planted a seed. You were having indirected conversations. You still might get them every year, every now and then. You were having indirected conversations, but guess what, bro? Like you might as well look at it as it that's what it wasn't. It's not that. Like you might as well look at it like is that might not be an indirected conversation. That might just be from the seed that they planted. The seed that made me listen to everything that I hear around me. Have one indirected conversation in front of you. Now you think everyone having the conversation in front of you, just for you to hear something. It's a seed. You feel what I'm saying? They don't happen to people. They don't happen to normal people. Like they don't happen to normal people. So you gotta understand it. So you just gotta, just look at what it is. It's just like they had an indirected conversation in front of you. You feel what I'm saying? You can, you know, it's a seed, bro. Like it's planting a seed. It's called planting a seed. That's what it's called. You have that, and you make that person understand that people target people, and people harass people, and people do indirect conversations. All you have to do that. All you have to do that once. Once that sink in, that person might think, oh, it was just that. Oh, but they honestly they gotta keep doing it. That's why you probably keep, getting indirect conversations. But it's here and there. Like it's real here and there, and then you might be about to cut somebody out that's having an indirect conversation in front of you, but they really having the conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's not even for you. You know what I'm saying? But the acting, you feel what I'm saying? The people that they send in, to plant that seed, bro, and everywhere you go, you know. So you just gotta understand that most of these things are normal. You gotta look at a one head like you gotta look at it one head like as that's normal. You feel what I'm saying? People talk, people gonna have a conversation, bro. That's normal. And guess what? I used to think like that. I used to think that every conversation had in front of me was just to get to me. You feel what I'm saying? I used to think that. I used to think that shit. But I see what it did to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I started using logistics, bro. I see what it was about to do. Like, I started using logistics. I seen what it was about to do to me. I seen what it was about to do to me. Like, it was about to mess me up. You sitting there listening for every, because it's planting the seed, bro. Like, you sitting there listening for every word that someone says, bro, to send you a message. You feel what I'm saying? You think it's to send you a message. You sitting there listening for that. Whether that be online or in public. You feel what I'm saying? There's a lot of fake targets on here, bro. Like, bro, they are dedicated to driving certain people crazy, bro. Real stuff, bro. Like, they're dedicated. It's a dedication. And it's even sickening even knowing, like, what it's for. You know what I'm saying? Or what it would make sense for it to be. What it was told to me, it was told to me that it's for this, and it makes sense. You know? You target somebody with a disability check because you want them to go to jail. Because if they in jail, they're not getting a disability check. That makes sense, don't it? That's just one part that makes sense. Then you gotta throw in personal hate. Who really that's just a regular man, it just helps us. This helps the system. You gotta throw in the personal hate. Who personally don't want you to have no money? You feel what I'm saying? You gotta throw in the personal hate. You gotta throw in the you gotta throw in that. Like who think that you want their girlfriend or something. You gotta throw in that. Like you gotta throw in that. You gotta throw in that type of stuff. You gotta throw in that type of hate, bro. Like you gotta, cause people look at that type of stuff. People look at that type of stuff. Like mm, I wonder why I got fired at one Taco Bell. You feel what I'm saying? I did everything right. Turns out, just for no reason. You feel what I'm saying? The person there, the dude wife kind of, heavy, like she's big, and I guess he thought I liked her. I don't know, but I went up there. I was fired one day. Big girl. Thought I liked his girl. I was fired. Just randomly. Not recently, but randomly, and that was about a year ago. So you gotta look at every aspect, bro. Every aspect. Indirected conversations, bro, are planting seeds. I need to go more on it. Like I need to talk more on it. Cause that's a topic that I just sit on here like an hour just talking about. You really have to notice the planting seeds. You really have to notice the possibility. You feel me? This is how you get your logic back. This is how you get to looking at This is how you get to looking at a perp, literally sit there to do an indirect conversation in front of you. This is how you get to looking at them like that's just normal. Like that's just normal. Like you know what's up, but that's just normal. This is how you get to looking at them like that by understanding that a seed can be planted. A seed can be planted by, a person really having indirect conversation in front of you, and now you listening. That seed is now you like, oh, they doing that on purpose. They sit there in front of me on purpose. Oh, that's so weird. That's so weird. Let me listen for other people message. But I know they just did that on purpose. So let me listen to other people. So let me listen to other people had a conversation because I know they just did that on purpose. That's a seed, bro. Now you listening to every conversation, you get mad. You know, things lead up to this. Multiple things lead up. You do multiple bad things because of this. Some things may involve like you might smoke a pack of cigarettes or something, and you might smoke two pack of cigarettes in one day when you're supposed to smoke one pack of cigarette in one day. You know what I'm saying? It leads to something. It leads to something. You know what I'm saying? It always leads to something. It's always gonna be, whether it make you do something minorly mess up, like spend a little bit more. It's effective, but you have to make it be the least effective. So you have to understand that there's a possibility that a seed can be planted. Knowing that it's possibly not, but there's a possibility that a seed can be planted to where they're sending people around you to do indirected conversations every once in a while, but they have you thinking every conversation that you hear is sending you a certain message. You know, and they have to do that. They only have to do that once. All they have to do is do an indirect conversation in front of you once. Seed planted. You know, and it's just that simple. It's just that simple. Especially once you realize what's going on and you looking into targeting and stuff like that. That's when they can play with you heavy. Like you'll be thinking people setting these conversations up and they just sound so fluent. Like it don't even sound like they acting. You know what I'm saying? And you still think they having a directed conversation. You gotta still ignore it, bro. You gotta ignore it still. Like you still have to ignore it. Like I said, well not like I said, like someone else said, you have to write everything off as plausible deniability. That's when they get, not that you want to make them have a real problem with you, but that's when they have a problem with you. When you start writing stuff off as plausible deniability, like yeah, bro, people cars gonna be red. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when they have a problem with you, cause that's not mentally ill right there. You know, like that's not mentally ill. But yeah, I ain't want to make this live stream too long. About a 30-minute live stream. Like I said, a lot of taking tests are $400 plus. I'm not a part of any organizations. I'm not a part of any team. No one's getting on here and telling me to say anything. I'm a real target. A lot of taking tests are $400 plus. I'm a real target. No one's getting on here. No one's telling me to get on here and say trigger words or make videos so certain people will hear it and say certain things. No one's telling me to do that. And I'm not doing it myself. I'm not part of any organization. I'm not a part of any secret societies. I'm not a part of any law enforcement whatsoever. So this is a channel that you can come and listen to and feel comfortable, and you can check your mental health if you feel like you being perked. This is how you check your mental health. You feel like I'm perping you, you can check your mental health. I believe in lot tests. They're 400 plus. If you feel like I'm perping you, this is how you check your mental health. And this is not an insult. This is how we work. This is how you can check your mental health. I don't know you. I'm not saying anything, so that means they have manufactured some type of mental illness in you. I say manufactured schizophrenia. Of the ears. The ears. Manufactured schizophrenia of the ears, and that's just not of the eyes. That's just what I'm saying. Manufactured schizophrenia of the ears and the eyes, it can be fixed. You have manufactured schizophrenia of the ears for your life. If you get a chance, get paid for it. Thank you. I will be live tomorrow or later on this week. Love all y'all. Peace out.